Hello, welcome back, and a little bit of congratulations. We have an app now working. It doesn't do much yet, it just allows people to log in, but we've learned the basics about how to do that. So I'm going to go recap on that now, and I'm going to recap on this again and again, so that it sort of embeds. It's a repeating set of sort of principles. First thing I'm going to do is open up the terminal and open up our app, cd, my apps, /jump club. There I am. And then I'm going to, I can just start the web server if I want, so I'll just type nodemon in here, very easy. It'll start my web server, great. I can go and find the same folder here, my apps, and I'll open the Jump Club folder in VS Code. Yep, I'm going to close this window here now, and I'll go over again. What happened? What we've built so far is a repeating set of principles a couple of times now. We'll close all of this so that we can start again. Okay. So we know that what we do is we understand that the first file hit is going to be the app.js file. We basically put instructions in here in two places. We say we're going to keep some functionality instructions in these folders here. And we're just going to let you know that the instructions for the login route is in a variable called login router. So anytime you want to use login router, this is where to find the instructions. Later on, down here, we tell our app, where are we? Down here, that whenever someone hits the login page, use the login router that we mentioned earlier. So we must do that each time we want to set up a new page or some new functionality. So as a user hits this app, they're going to hit the login router instruction. It's going to send them to the login route. The login route's going to do some stuff. It's going to perform some functions, some action, and then it's going to send them on most of the time to a view. And in this case, it's going to send them on when it's a simple GET request. It's going to send them on to a view. So we hit the app.js, we go through a router and on to a view. In this case, the login view. And the login view is going to present a login form. Great. So we talked about how when someone hits, we'll go back to the app.js file. We know that the route for the index page, the very front page, is the index route. So let's have a look what's going on in the index route. It's just sending someone onto the index view, just like we said before. So the app.js sends index requests to the index route, which says do this, and it does nothing in this case except sends you straight onto the index view, and there's the index view. So all of these pages go through the same process, app.js, through a route, and then onto the view. And the view looks like this. So let's log into our app here and confirm that we've got that view for the local host. There we go, local host. That's our index page, and sure enough, all of the stuff that we read here in our code is on the index page. Please log in or register. That's great. We see this because we asked for the index page. So let's hit the login page. Now we've hit the login route, or we've requested the login route via app.js. Remember, we've got, let's go to /login, great. And we're going to hit the login route because of that, the login router. Here it is. Find it in the routes folder in the login route. There we go. We've gone to do something. This is a simple GET request. So all we're going to do is send them onto the login page or the login view. And the login view says, show us a form that says login above it and has all the stuff that you need to log in. And sure enough, it says login above it and has all the stuff to log in. So we'll test it again. We know that we made a user called AA at AA, and we gave him a very simple, or her a very simple, it's too simple password, and we're logged in now. But it all looks a little bit rubbish, doesn't it? So let's log out again and just inspect what's happening here. So our login page has no styling on it. Now, do you remember way back at the start when we talked about HTML pages, I showed you some styling. We made some text blue. So there's more or less complex ways of doing that. There's more complex ways of doing that and far more styling. I mean, the styling you see on modern websites goes far beyond just colouring the text a different way. Now, one quick way you can get to great styling for your apps is to use a library, a CSS library, and a very popular one of those is called Bootstrap. So we're going to use Bootstrap here, and I'm going to explain a little bit about Cascading Style Sheets, or CSS. You might have heard of CSS. It stands for Cascading Style Sheets, which allows you to nominate styles that apply consistently across your site when certain elements appear on the page. Okay. So the thing we're going to review about that is we're going to look at, well, the first thing to do is find out where where CSS lives, and in HTML it lives in the head. So you can nominate. Now this will look a little bit different in traditionally tagged CSS HTML, but this is what it looks like in Pug. So you link to a style sheet. Now in this case it's a local style sheet which would live here in the public. In the public folder, in the style sheets folder, there's a style.css. So this is referencing this here. So it's saying every time you load up any page, because the layout Pug loads at the top of every page, remember that there's some styles in here and go and read them. And if we open up this style CSS, it says that the body should have a padding of 50 pixels. The font should be Lucida Grande or Helvetica in order, depending on which one you can or can't find. It should be 14 pixels big. And anytime you see an A tag, color it like this. So pretty easy to follow here. It's just saying anytime there's a body, then this is the style should be applied. Anytime there's an A tag, you should apply this style. Okay. So this is a shortcut to getting consistent styling across your page, and there are people around and companies around who will offer you libraries that are constantly available that extend functionality in greater ways, extend viewing or styling in much greater ways and much faster than you could ever do it yourself. Okay, so that's a quick thing about CSS. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to obtain a shortcut to a grand number of styles by using Bootstrap and the CSS library that's behind that.